What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I have my July ice cream beauty box. We're gonna open this up together, see what products are in here, and then create a look with those products. If you've been here before, you already know the drill, but if you're new here, hello and welcome. I have 2 subscription boxes that I open up and try on together with y'all every single month. This one is the ice cream beauty box. This is a $25 a month subscription service. You do get 5 to 7 full-size products in this box, and you are guaranteed to get an eyeshadow palette in every single box, which I absolutely love. I love eyeshadow palettes. I know they're kind of going out the window, but I still really enjoy them. But the really cool thing is this month we got to choose between 2 different eyeshadow palettes. I went with one that y'all probably will not be surprised. Whenever you see the color story of it, you probably already know what it is if you're not new here, but you could add on the other one for an extra $10. I decided to resist and be really good because I didn't need another eyeshadow palette, especially the color story that was offered, but I will show y'all a picture of what that one is in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and open up this box, see what we have in it, and then create our look. So in every single box, you do get this little postcard in here. This is just going to give you details on all of the products in your palette, how much they are, what they are, how to use them, all of that. Super helpful. I love that they do that. I don't have to go out on a scavenger hunt to figure out what my products are, how much they are, how to use them, and all of that. I absolutely love that they do that. So let's go ahead and start with the eyeshadow palette. So like I said, I did get to choose between 2 different ones, and I chose this one right here. This is from Moon Slice Beauty. This is the Moon Magic Eyeshadow and Pressed Pigment Palette. So let's go ahead and open it up, and like I said, you are not going to be surprised as to what the color story is and why I chose it. But first of all, packaging matches the outside little carton. This is good sturdy cardboard packaging. It's not too thin, it doesn't feel cheap, and when we open her up, take that out, we get this absolutely beautiful purple color story. I told you wouldn't be surprised. This is a me palette. I'm super excited about it. The other choice that I had to choose from was this one right here. This one is a blue palette, and as beautiful as it is and as tempting as it was to add it on, I do not need it. So I decided to skip out on it and just get this one. But look at how beautiful the tones in here are. We've got like some warm berry tones. We've got true purples. We have like this hot fuchsia color down here. We even have a couple of like neutrals in this little quad over here. I think this is beautiful. I'm really excited to test out this formula. Up next, we have a brand that I have never heard of before. This is Medusa's Makeup, and this is a tinted lip balm. This is cruelty-free and vegan, and this is in the shade Social. So let's go ahead and open her up, see what she looks like. We'll do a little swatch on the back of the hand. So this is the packaging right here. This is plasticky. It kind of reminds me of the ones that the Makeup by Mario plumping lip glazes come in. It feels like the same component, so not super luxe, but you know, not super cheap either. But this is what it looks like. I love the little stars on the packaging, and this is our tinted lip balm. Look at that color. That is really, really pretty. I think this is going to complement the palette perfectly, and I love that it's got this really pretty sheer like satin finish to it. Absolutely beautiful. This is a me color, so I'm excited about this one. The next product that we have comes to us from Xoxo. This is the Blossom Bronzer slash Contour from their Palace Identity collection. So let's go ahead and open this up. First of all, packaging, absolutely gorgeous per usual. Let's see what this looks like. So, okay, it comes in this cute little bag. We have this little charm hanging out. Let's open it up. Oh my gosh, that is stunning. This is like a talisman from like, this reminds me of, what was the thing that they had in The Mummy, where they had to get to the book and open it. I can't remember all the, it's been a really long time since I've seen that movie, but this is what that reminds me of, the little key that she had that she flicked open and put in there. Anyways, scroll moment, but absolutely beautiful packaging. Let's open up and see what the bronzer looks like. Oh my gosh, y'all, I don't even want to use that. That is a work of art. So this is in the shade 01 Warm Golden. I don't know if there's other shades. If there are, I will pop them up on the screen. If there's not, this is what you get. But this is an absolutely gorgeous work of art. This does feel a little on the heavier side. It doesn't feel like anything heavy you would get from like a super luxury brand, but it doesn't feel cheap either. But I think this is absolutely beautiful. I love the detail on here. Like, I'm excited to try this, but at the same time I feel a little guilty digging a brush into it. But let's go ahead and do a swatch. This feels so wrong in so many ways to dig my finger into that, but that is what the shade looks like. So not too deep. I think this is actually going to be perfect for my skin tone. I don't know if y'all can get a really good look on that. Let's do it on my wrist because I am a little bit darker on my hand. So let's do a swatch right there. Yeah, that's much better. So this does feel very smooth. It goes on really nicely. It does have a little bit of a sheen, and the camera's the camera's picking up a little bit warm, but in person, this does look like a pretty neutral bronzer shade. So I'm excited about this one. I'm still kind of on the fence with ZC, but we'll see. We're gonna keep trying. I haven't ousted them yet. So our next product comes to us from Oakcha. This is the Pressed Powder Oil Control. So I don't know how well this is going to work on me. I am absolutely going to try it, but I have a normal skin type. I don't lean oily. I don't lean super dry. I do like things that have a little bit more oil control in the summer because I do live in Houston, Texas. It gets very hot, very humid, and my makeup will absolutely just melt off of my face if I don't kind of take the precautions to seal it in. But generally, I am not a fan of a matte finish, but we're gonna try it anyways. That's the whole point of this. So this says that this is going to, where do I see it? I don't see it. Oh, here it is. It's instantly going to remove any excess shine. It won't ruin your makeup underneath and will keep your makeup matte throughout the day. So I'm curious about the color. I want to give it a swatch because I also don't really prefer like stark white powders either. I have this fear of flashback and I'm always afraid that it's going to give like this white cast to the skin, but let's go ahead and do a swatch and see what it's gonna do. So I'm gonna put it over here. Okay, so that's not, okay. So it does have a little bit of a white, but I think it's gonna sheer out just fine. It looks like it almost has a little bit of a sheen too. That could be the lotion that's on my hand though, so never mind me. But let's go into our last product. So our last one is from Charmacy Milano. I have never tried this brand before. I have heard of them, but I've never tried them. This is their volumizing mascara, and I'll say this feels pretty hefty, pretty luxe and heavy, and that is a beautiful tube. Like, I love the way that that looks. This is giving me like Tom Ford vibes just in the tube itself. So do I need another mascara right now? No, but we're gonna open this up. I want to see what the wand looks like. Okay, so not my preferred size as far as wand goes. I generally like something a little bit smaller, but I don't think this is awful. So I'm excited to try this actually. I'm always looking for a really good mascara that's going to give me length with a little bit of volume. I don't do falsies. I don't fuss with it. It's a lot of work. I don't like the way they feel on my eyes. I haven't found any that feel very lightweight. I have very watery eyes, very sensitive eyes. So I just kind of stay away from them. But I'm excited about the products that we got. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my hair out of my face. I'm gonna get foundation and concealer on, and then we'll pick up from there with powder and move into the rest of this look. Foundation and concealer are on. Let's go ahead and set this face with the Oakcha Pressed Powder for Oil Control. So I'm just gonna do this the way that I normally do it. I like to do my under eyes with a velour sponge, and then the rest of my face kind of a light wash with a brush. So let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna do one side of my face first. That way we can kind of see what the difference is, if it's gonna lighten everything up, if it's gonna smooth and blur everything, mattify me out really good. So let's jump into here. All right, so that's not giving me a white cast. It is melting in just nicely. So first of all, biggest fear averted. We absolutely love that. I will have all of these products in this box listed and linked down below in the description box, as well as the details on the subscription service and everything else that I'm using on my face and in this video. So if you're curious about anything, always check that description box. I squeeze as much information as I possibly can into that tiny little space. But so far, I think this is going on really nicely. I am kind of pressing it. I wanted to see if it was gonna kind of take over and do too much. And I don't think it is. I think this is a pretty lightweight powder for being an oil controlling powder. So I'm pretty impressed, but let's go ahead and set this the way that I normally would. You know what, y'all? I actually really like the way this looks on my skin. I feel like it definitely kind of set everything in place, mattified it just a little bit, but it didn't give me that like chalky, like dehydrated mattified look on my skin. I feel like it still looks very natural. It didn't take away from the finish of the foundation. This is a like soft matte foundation. It's the one from Prada. I absolutely love it. I like the way it wears on my skin, and I'm liking the way everything is looking. So far so good. We'll see how this wears throughout the day. I will leave a pinned comment down below how this full face of makeup wore, because I am going to be wearing this for a very long day today. We are actually going to go see the new Deadpool versus Wolverine movie tonight. It's kind of like an early celebration for my youngest son. His birthday is on Saturday, and we are huge Deadpool fans. He is a huge Deadpool fan. It's his favorite Marvel character. So I ordered these tickets like 2 months ago, and the moment has finally come to cash them in and go to the movie. So I will have this on for a very long time. It'll probably be after 10 o'clock when we get home tonight. And right now, what time is it? It is 12:11. So good 10-hour wear test. Let's go ahead and dive into this absolutely gorgeous bronzer. As much as I don't want to, I want to test out the formula. I want to see what it's going to look like on my skin. But I did notice whenever I swatched it out, I did a pretty heavy swatch, and the embossing is still in there. So I think it's going to hang around for a while. But this little gold spots in here, like the center of the flower, that is an overspray. You can see that one's just about gone. So that's not going to hang out too long, but the impression actually will. So let's go ahead and dive into this as much as it pains me. This is a Morphe R10 brush. This is just, it's a clean one that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it up on my brush, and we're going to start fluffing this on. All right, so it's not super pigmented. You are going to get some pigmentation right out the gate, but it's not like an overwhelming pigmentation. This does have just a small sheen to it. It doesn't have as much glow as like the one from, I just drew a complete blank. The one from Nabla, that's the one that I'm thinking of. The one from Nabla, or the new one that I love so much from Unearthly, those have a little bit more shimmer to them. This one just has a really nice sheen to it. It kind of reminds me of the same sheen if you've ever used the Sun Bunny bronzer from Too Faced. That is such a good one. I love the sheen in it. That's kind of what this reminds me of. All right, so the bronzer is on. This is what we're looking like. I think this is really pretty. I like the way that it went on. It didn't grab or patch or do anything weird. It was very easy to work with, and it is very buildable as far as pigmentation goes. So you're definitely gonna get something right out the gate, but it's not going to be an overwhelming pigmentation, but it is definitely buildable. So if you want to build up on that color, you absolutely can. And this has like a slight warmth to it, but it definitely leans more towards a neutral bronzer. It's not super orange on my skin or anything like that, but I did want to show y'all really quick that overspray for like the gold in the middle of the flowers is completely gone, except for like the couple of spots like here and here where I didn't touch it with my brush, but you can see the rest of the embossing is still on the pan. So just something to kind of note if you are curious about it. But let's go ahead and throw some blush on really quick, and then we will do the lippy and we'll move on to the eyes. let's go ahead and throw on this tinted lip balm from Medusa's Makeup. Normally I would throw on a lip liner beforehand, but I want to see what the true color payoff is going to be, how it's going to wear, how it's going to go on. And I feel like if I went in with a lip liner first, it would kind of manipulate all of that a little bit. So we're just going to go in with the product on its own and see what it does. That went on really nicely. It just glided on effortless. It didn't pull, it didn't tug. It doesn't feel like it's super thick and it's like collecting on my lips. It just feels like a really, really nice moisturizing lip balm with a little bit of tint to it. That looks really pretty on the lips. I like the color. It's definitely pigmented, but it's like a soft wash of color. It's not going to give you a full opacity to the lips. And it is a little bit more than a satin. It's almost teetering on the edge of metallic, but I still think it's very flattering. It looks really nice on my lips. It's very comfortable. It feels very hydrating. So I really like this. First impression, this is a really good formula, and I'm excited to see how it wears and how it lasts and if it holds that moisture into my lips. But I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes really quick with my MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly. Per usual, it's my absolute favorite. And then we're gonna jump into this bad boy right here and create an eyeshadow look. All right, so what do we want to do? Where do we want to begin? We have lots of choices. I think I really want to stick to these more berry tones over here. As much as I'm attracted to this over here, that would be like my go-to. I want to play with these colors over here. So I think what I want to do is we're gonna start with this shade right here. Now the shade names are on the back. That confuses the heck out of me. So I'm not even gonna try and tell you what the shade name is. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, second one on the second row. That's kind of what we're gonna go with. So I'm gonna pick this up with a Singe Beauty EO3 brush, and I'm gonna fluff this into my crease, building up a little bit of depth and definition. I don't want to go in too hard because I don't want to have it be too deep, but that does have a really pretty pigmentation. This is going on really nicely. It's not patching or skipping or grabbing, and it's not hard to work with. All right, so I decided to take that shade onto my outer corner as well, and I'm gonna wrap it down here onto my lower lash line. So basically, I'm kind of putting this everywhere, and then I'm just gonna deepen up the outer corner with another shade. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with this shade up here, this really deep like berry wine shade, and I'm gonna put that onto my outer corner to kind of deepen it up a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M506 brush and just start to tap it out here and build up that depth and that pigmentation with this shade. I'm not going to take it super far over, but I am going to take it a little further over than what I normally would with a shade this dark, just because I want it to really shine. That's pretty. So I think I'm going to stick with just the two mattes on the lid. I'm liking the blend. I'm liking the way that it's looking. So let's go ahead and do some shimmer. I already went ahead and primed my lids with my NYX glitter primer. So I really want to put this one in the inner corner. I think this shade's absolutely gorgeous. So what I'm thinking is maybe this shade all over the lid. And then if I need something to kind of blend that shimmer and that matte together, I can go in with this one or this one. Probably this one's gonna be the better choice. But let's go ahead and start with this shade right here. This really, really pretty purple, like iridescent duochrome shade. That is so stunning. These do feel very soft in the pan. They don't feel super creamy, but they don't feel gritty or hard or anything like that. They don't feel putty-like, they don't feel wet. They just feel like a really nice shimmer formula. All right, so I think I do want to go in with a little bit of this shade right here. I'm going to put that right where the shimmer and the matte meet. I like to do that to make sure that everything is nice and blended, nice and cohesive. We don't have any harsh lines, and the best way to do that is to go in with a shimmer that is dark and close to the outer corner shade, as close as you can get without being a matte shade. It just really makes all the difference in the world. So I put it on, and then I'm going to go back with a clean finger and just kind of blend it together. And you see how that just has like this nice gradient from matte into shimmer? I love that. So for the inner corner, we're going to go in with this really pretty pink shimmer shade up here in the corner. I'm going to pick that up with my Singe Beauty EO1 brush. I'm going to spray it with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus just so it sticks and we don't get fallout. And I'm going to pop this right here into my inner corner. So I went ahead and threw a little bit of liner into my lower waterline, and then I just tight lined my lid as well. I don't want to go in with a dark liquid eyeliner since we are playing with a new mascara. So I just went in with this one from Victoria Beckham. This is one of her satin kajal liners. This is in the shade Bordeaux. It's this really pretty like deep wine burgundy shade, and I thought it just kind of complemented everything really nicely. But let's try out this mascara. So I've already gone ahead and curled my lashes. I always curl my lashes before I use a mascara because they are very straight. So I want to give them every chance they have in the world to curl and stand up nicely. So let's go ahead and try this one from Charmacy. I'm going to go ahead and put it on one eye. I'm just going to do one coat real quick, and then I will show y'all what that looks like, and then we'll go back in with a second coat and compare the two. Alright, so this is what the one eye is looking like with one coat of the mascara. It definitely added a little bit of depth and length to my lashes. I don't see a whole lot of volume, but I'm going to build it up and see what I can get. I don't know if this is supposed to be a volumizing mascara or a lengthening mascara. Okay, it says volume mascara. So this isn't going to give me a ton of length. It's going to give me more volume, and I'm assuming that will come as I start to build it up a little bit more. So let's go in with a second coat and see what we get. Alright, so here we are with the second coat of mascara. I definitely got a lot more volume, so that's good. It's doing what it claims to do. My perfect mascara is going to give me a ton of length and just a little bit of volume. I don't mind a volumizing mascara. It's just not my perfect formula. I know you can absolutely layer like a lengthening and a volumizing mascara. I prefer to do one. I'm a one and done kind of girl. I'm not real high maintenance with my mascara, but it did go on very nicely. I got a little bit of transfer on the lid, but that's from my own doing. It's a little bit of a bigger wand. It has nothing to do with the formula itself, but it didn't feel super wet of a formula, but it wasn't super dry either. Actually, it's like the perfect formula, like what I want after a mascara has been open for a couple of weeks. So we'll see how this lasts, how the formula does once it's open for a little while and the air hits it, if it's going to start to thicken up a little bit more, if it's going to kind of wear out a little bit faster. So I'll keep y'all posted. It takes me a lot longer to review a mascara than it does everything else, but I will definitely let y'all know in a future speed review, and if I have any updates between now and then, I'll let y'all know of that too. But I'm going to go ahead and throw on my second coat of mascara, set my face, and then we're going to chat about this month's Eyescream beauty box. Alright y'all, so this is the completed look using all these products in this July Eyescream beauty box. I think it turned out absolutely beautiful. Overall, I am very happy with every single product that I tried in this box, and we absolutely love that. We love it when every product is a hit. But let's go ahead and run through these products really quick, give you my first initial impression thoughts. These are not my final reviews. I will have those in a future speed reviews video, but starting out with the mascara because it's sitting right here in front of me, I already kind of gave y'all my thoughts on it, but overall, for a volumizing mascara, I do really like it. It gave me a little bit of length. Like I said, I prefer length over volume. I'm a broken record, but I do think this is really nice. It went on really pretty. I'll let y'all know, like I said, in a pinned comment how everything wore, if this transferred, if it did anything like that. I do have very watery eyes, so normally I go for a waterproof mascara, but I do have some that are not waterproof and they're a little bit more water resistant. So I'll keep y'all posted on this, but so far, very nice, very luxe, very heavy feeling, and I do enjoy it. The tinted lip balm from Medusa's Makeup, I think this is very beautiful. It's still very comfortable on the lips. It still feels very hydrating. My lips don't feel like they're drying out. It's not giving me like a cooling or tingling effect. It's not going to plump or anything like that. It's just going to hydrate your lips while giving you a tint of color, and I think this is beautiful. I like the shade. It goes with the look. I'm enjoying this so far. The powder from Ofra, this actually surprised me. I did not think I was going to like this. I thought this was going to make me look very matte, very dry, very cakey, and it was going to have like a huge white cast on my skin, and I have to say it did none of that. This is beautiful. We'll see how it does with holding everything in place and longevity. I went in with a lot of products that I already know and love so I could really test out this powder. That way, if something kind of separated or fell apart, I knew it was the powder and not the products underneath. But so far, based off of just having this makeup on, at this point, I've had it on for about an hour and it looks beautiful. It set everything in place. It didn't make me look cakey or dry. And I think it has like a tiny bit of sheen to it. And I also don't think that it adjusted the shade of my color or the shade of my foundation. It melted into the skin really nicely. So I'm impressed by this. I think it's really pretty first impression. The bronzer from CC Beauty, absolutely gorgeous. Let's just say that this is a work of art and I absolutely love it. I love the packaging. I love the embossing on the pan and I really enjoyed this bronzer. I like the tone of it. I like the way that it went on. We'll see how it wears. I like how it has that tiny bit of sheen to it. I like a matte bronzer, but I prefer a more matte bronzer in the winter, and then like in the summer and the fall months, I enjoy something with a little bit more of a sheen to it, maybe even a little bit more of a shimmer. But this is really beautiful. I'm enjoying this. Like I said, I like the tone of it, and if it does come in different shades, you already know because I let y'all know. That's something to kind of look into. But if it doesn't come in different shades, this is not going to work for deeper skin tones, even really anybody that's any darker complected than I am. So yeah, but otherwise, beautiful formula, beautiful component. I am really enjoying that. All right, the eyeshadow palette, the star of the show, always the star of the show. I think this is beautiful. I like the simplicity of the packaging. I like the stars. I like how the front matches the color story on the inside. That's a very big thing for me. So when I'm going through my collection, I know kind of what to expect when I open it up. But this is beautiful. I didn't get to use a whole lot of shades in this palette. I wanted to keep it kind of simple. I didn't want to go in with anything crazy. And since it's purples, there's only so much that you can do. Like, you're not going to get any crazy color combinations. But we did use 2 mattes and 3 shimmers, and all of it performed really nicely. I haven't swatched this yet, so I want to feel what these mattes feel like. These do feel very soft and very silky, and look at that pigmentation. They don't feel like buttery and smooth, but they don't feel chalky and dry, so that's really good. I didn't get any skipping, patching, or fallout. I didn't have any issues building up the shades or blending them out, and the shimmers I think performed really nicely. This one right here has almost a translucent base. It's not very opaque, but it's not quite a topper shade either. It does have a little something to it. This one went on really nicely to kind of blend everything together, and I like this one on the inner corner. It went on really well with the brush when I sprayed it with my MAC Fix Plus. I didn't get any fallout. I feel like it adds a really nice shimmer and twinkle on that inner corner, and I'm excited to play with this. I think this is a nice formula just based off of first impression. I do need to play with every single shade in this palette before I can put it in a future palette ranking video and give you all my full thoughts. But first impression, I really like this, and I'm a little sad I didn't pick up the blue one, but I don't need it. I don't need it. But this is a beautiful palette, and of course I love the color story. But that is going to be it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know if you get the Eyescream Beauty Box, if you got the July one or not. Which palette did you pick? Did you get the blue or the purple? I'm curious to know. Let me know all of your thoughts down below in that comment section. Let's light it up, have that conversation. And as usual, I want to thank y'all all so much for watching my video and spending your time with me. It truly does mean so much to me. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every single week, and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.